You're watching another Bite Size from Cloud9 with Sean and Darren here with you. Good to have your company. Now, Sean, we were talking about this the other day. We're getting a lot of people now buying property or putting a reservation contract down on something they've seen, but not in person, actually on video, which is incredible, isn't it? The way technology is going now and the way that we can video and really connect with people on a global basis, if you like, is allowing people to go, I want that property. I haven't seen it in person. I want to put down a reservation contract. We're seeing this more and more, aren't we?
Yeah.
And there's a few things that we can do to safeguard this, can't we? One of them is subject to viewing within that. What does that mean?
Okay, I mean, first of all, you're right what you say. Since COVID particularly, I think it was the only way that people could view properties. So, and now the quality of those videos, I mean, we know this from our experience, 4 or 5 years ago, it was a different ballgame. You were just going around with your iPhone and shooting a bit of stuff. But now it's, the quality is very good, because I think what we're doing now is we're treating those video viewings or videos that we do as a first viewing. And very often, of course, although most people will go to a second viewing before they ultimately decide, a lot of people won't, particularly if they know where they're buying and they know the place, or they just think, I've got to have this. Then they'll just go with it after the video. And yes, there is a way that you can reserve a property subject to viewing. And what that means is that you get a very limited window of opportunity. You take the property off the market. Normally it's with a refundable deposit. So the deposit is paid to your agent or your lawyer, but it signals intent to buy. So you need to do a deal. You need to make an offer that's acceptable to the vendor. You then pay a refundable reservation deposit as a signal of intent, and then you get a very limited window of opportunity to come and look at the property in person. Depends on the agent, depends on the vendor, but some vendors say, no, sorry, but I'm so busy with viewings, I've got people coming in every day, I don't need to wait for your clients to come over from wherever. But if it's allowed, then normally it's like maximum period of a week. It means that you can relax, you can book your flights, you know that nobody else is going to buy that property, and you can get on a plane, come and have a look at that property and decide if it's definitely for you. If it is, then great, you just crack on with the normal purchase procedure. But if it's not for you, then you get your money back. So nothing has been wasted, and you maybe divert your attention to another property. So that's what that means. We do use it sometimes, but we always check if it's going to be okay with the vendor. Because as I say, some vendors just aren't interested because they've got enough people as alternative buyers anyway. The other thing that we can sometimes do, if people aren't or don't know what their financial circumstances are, they haven't been mortgage approved, they love that property, then sometimes we can do an agreement and a reservation subject to mortgage. It's not something I advise people to do because it limits your power. If you're negotiating on a property, the more ready you are and the more qualified you are, the better you're going to be able to negotiate. But if you're thinking in the back of your mind, actually, I don't know if I'm going to be able to afford this because I haven't got my mortgage sorted out, and we then tell the vendor, look, they need to get a mortgage. Can we do this agreement subject to mortgage? The vendor's not going to take you 100% seriously. And it also limits your ability to negotiate a really good price. But it's something that can be done. So subject to viewing, subject to mortgage. We're doing one at the moment, subject to viewing, which is subject to another part of the family coming to see it, who's also a decision maker and a stakeholder in the property. So the one person's seen it, I think it's brother and sister, but the brother's seen it.
That's right.
Wants the sister to come. They're coming on Saturday to yay or nay. So that's something we can do. But again, depends on the agent, whose property it is, depends on the vendor whose property it is, as to whether they allow us to do that. But it is an option that's open to us.
Yeah, sure. There you go. Another question answered. All good. Keep those questions coming in until the next Bite Size from Sean himself. See you then.